Hello everyone, and welcome. Today we are building something a little bit different. I don't do too many of these. We are building a wedding venue, which I thought would be quite neat. Now, I am doing in my personal save, I'm doing a drifter challenge, and one of the things that you need to build to prep for the drifter challenge is a wedding venue in Oasis Springs. So this is what I did, and this is where I did it in Oasis Springs, and it is on one of the greener lots. So yeah, so it's all greenery. It's not really so deserty, so that's quite nice actually. It feels like more of a garden venue rather than a desert venue, which I really like. Now the whole idea behind what I did with this wedding venue is I thought, well, Oasis Springs, right? It has the most amazing weather. It's all deserty and hot and sunny, and there's not a lot of rain. Despite the greenery, there's not a lot of rain. So I thought the perfect wedding venue would be an outdoor wedding venue. So this is what I created. I did want to create like a little bar area so that you can see that's what I'm working on now. And I did go heavy on obviously wedding stories because it is a wedding venue, and going heavy on wedding stories makes a lot of sense. So yeah, so I've created like a room, and then I've put the bar inside and did columns and spandrels around there just to take out the room. I've used the 4 inch spandrels and the 4 inch bar backs. And yep, I think I actually used the 4 inch bar as well. I'm using the grown together stools there, and then I'm just going to sort of decorate with some bits and pieces along the way. So just like some speakers, obviously because it is a community lot and it is a venue, you do need to have some certain things in the venue to make it work properly and get the good old green ticks on there. So I am going sort of I've got the list there obviously up on the screen, so I'm going through and just working through all the little things that I need to make it a really good wedding venue. Outside one too, so I thought in a world where there's basically perfect weather pretty much most of the time, an outdoor wedding venue makes a lot of sense. And I have decided on like the wedding stories fencing to go in there, because it all sort of, when you're using the same pack, you are going to get like a lot of coordinating items. So where I can, I sort of do like little areas using the same pack so that I get some coordinated stuff. It doesn't always work out that way, and you're not always going to get a coordination within a pack, but for the most part it does tend to work really well. But obviously you can't just use all one pack and things. You've got to mix it up a little bit, so I will use different things from different places. But I'm just sort of plumbing the depths of the wedding stories pack at the moment and just going through and finding the things that I want to use, and then I will branch out from there and use different things from different packs. But the bulk of this build will be using wedding stories, which I use like the bouquet that comes in the flower arranging area, right? And other than that, I don't use wedding stories a lot. Like sometimes the tables are good for restaurants, so I've used those recently in restaurants, recently-ish. Sometimes I guess the chairs are workable. There's like a few bits and pieces that I think are good build by items in general, but for the most part I don't use a lot of the wedding story stuff. Like there's a nice lounge chair, and I do use the tea sets. I do use the buffet for my, if I'm doing like if I've got like lots of babies and stuff and I need toddlers fed, it's just really easy to do the buffet and stuff. Yeah, just thinking if there's anything else I really use, but I don't think so. I do like a lot of the build by stuff. It's really nice, but it is specific, uh, quite weddingy for a lot of the cases. And I look, to be honest, I'm not a story game player, so I don't really have weddings all that often. Like if I'm playing a game and characters have to get married, yeah, if I'm left to my own devices, I'll just elope immediately and skip the whole wedding thing. Oh dear. But that's kind of what I did in real life, so that's probably not surprising that I do that in The Sims as well. That's, I'm gonna admit 90% of that is because, no, 50% of that is because I'm really bad at parties. The other 50% of that is that the pack is still quite glitchy. I have tried doing like a wedding thing before and it was a bit glitchy, but yeah, okay, yeah, no, 70% is that I am really bad at like throwing all the parties and stuff, so I really don't do like the whole wedding thing. I did, however, this one time do the whole wedding thing for my Rags to Riches hardcore challenge, where the ending was that I had to throw a wedding and I had to do like all the parties, you know, leading up to it and everything like that. I don't think I was very good at it, but I did it. I did throw all the parties and yeah. If you haven't seen that challenge, it is absolutely fun and the ending is hilarious. It still cracks me up, the ending. Some funny things happened in that game, but you know. Anyway, so I'm just working on the corner here and I decided to do like a raised stage for the dance floor. I thought that'd be cute, and it kind of made sense to me that the piano would be nearby because you'd like maybe have a piano player playing the lovely music while people are dancing. But I don't know if Sims will dance to piano music, but there is a stereo on the bar nearby too. So I did actually think about the placement of where the bar versus where the stereo versus where the dance floor sat, so that there was an alternative. Obviously, just the idea is kind of that there is a piano nearby, but I don't think they dance to that music, so there's a stereo backup just in case. I actually decided that, practically thinking, like having a wedding on grass is hard going on the ladies because they, you know, if you're wearing heels, heels and grass don't go that well. And yeah, you can get those little clear heel tip things for walking on grass, but still, it's not the best of situations walking on grass in heels. Not that I wear heels very often or at all in my life these days, but I used to back in the day. So, and I have been to weddings where you did have to walk across the grass in your heels, and it was highly annoying. So anyway, that's what I was thinking about when I put the tiles down for the wedding area. I was like thinking about it. I was like, no, you know what, I want to put tiles down because it is a real pain having to walk on grass and heels. So that was the whole thinking behind that and why I wanted to do that. So I've used Control F to do half tile on the tiling there. You can sort of see I'm working on that. I'm just trying to work out how that's going to work and sit, and yeah, the angle that it's going to go on and stuff. So Control F if you want a half tile, a floor tile, and you want to do like little, it helps me shape like on an angle, so that's why I did it. That's why I did it like that, because I wanted to yeah, go in on an angle. Whereas if you don't have Control F in a full tile, then sometimes it doesn't let you have as much flexibility. So I think I'm going to go into the landscaping now. So I did actually use quite a bit of the Romantic Garden Stuff pack, which is probably sensible. It kind of, I think Wedding Stories and the Romantic Gardens pack actually go kind of hand in hand, so they're kind of, you know, one of those packs, two of those packs that go really well together. I kind of wish we had like more Mediterranean stuff to go with the Tartosa world, because the Tartosa world is absolutely gorgeous, but I feel like we didn't get enough stuff. Like it was a lot of very wedding specific kind of stuff, obviously because it's Wedding Stories, but you know, it's still really nice to be able to get some stuff that could be used like between you know, Oasis Springs and Tartosa and that sort of thing. Anyway, hindsight, fabulous things. That whole pack was probably a bit of a disaster. I did like the cast though. There was some really nice cast stuff in that pack. So I don't regret buying Wedding Stories. I was probably never ever going to really do the wedding part of it anyhow, if I'm being honest. So I was just buying it for the cast and the primarily the build buy, because I am primarily a builder. But I do still like to play my gameplay. I think we're about done. So let's take a tour of what we've done. And I think it's, oh no, we're not quite done yet. I think it's all coming together though. We must just about be done. There we go. We are coming up to done, and we can take a tour of what we did. So here we go. So here is the lovely little dance area. You can see the bar in the background, and that's the bar area. I think that's really nice, and I can see like party guests you know, hanging around there and having a really good time and a nice drink. And I think all the pretty flowers make it all romantic, and I think that's lovely. Like the beautiful aisle, all the flowers, all the curtains, the aisle, and it's so flowery and pretty. The girly girl part of me is just like, ooh, that's so nice. So then we're going around and we've got like the table and the buffet area, and like there's a little seating area and a mirror, because I thought that could be like your little getting ready place. And yeah, like you got your bride and groom table there facing towards all the other guests and like the buffet tables and stuff. So very cute. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.